Hello, this is Pranav from Aquatic Express, and today I'm going to be bringing you a care guide about the Bristlenose Pleco. So as you can see here, I have a male Bristlenose Pleco in this 75-gallon aquarium, and we're just going to be learning how to take care of these guys today. Alright, for starters, let's talk about size. These guys are going to max out right around 6 inches. That's the biggest a Bristlenose Pleco will get. Generally, the females will stay a bit smaller, so the females will stay more around that 4-inch mark, whereas the males will stay more at that 6-inch mark, and the males are the ones that have more of those bristles. So if you don't like that bristle look, you may want to go with the females. As you can see, my Bristlenose Pleco right here. Alright, so let's get more into the care. So we just talked about size. Temperament, really extremely peaceful. These guys are extremely peaceful. They're rarely aggressive. They get along with pretty much any other fish. In terms of tank mates, you do have a wide range of. So some good choices would be, in this particular tank, we have some Harlequin Rasboras. So pretty much any of your Rasboras will work out, from your smaller Rasboras like your green Jupiter Rasboras to your larger Rasboras like your Harlequins, which is what we had in that tank. In this tank, white cloud minnows can also work. You just want to keep the temperature a bit stable for both of them. If you bettas can work, as long as the tank is large enough and the betta is relatively calm. This is a combination that can work. In terms of other fish, most of your tetras are going to work out pretty well. From your smaller tetras like your ember tetras to your from your smaller tetras like your ember tetras, your neons, your cardinals, to your larger ones like your black neons and your rummy-nose, and even potentially like your larger tetras like your black skirt tetras and white skirt tetras, etc. In terms of cichlids, we do have angelfish in this tank with them, and that combination has worked out relatively well. In terms of cichlids, you may want to stick with the more like chill cichlids, so like angelfish are fine, potentially rams are fine, apistos may be fine, even crebensis may be fine, potentially discus if the tank is large enough and set up well. Just make sure you keep that temperature stable. Most of your live bears are going to work out pretty well, from your smaller ones like your endlers to your larger ones like your smaller ones like your endlers and guppies to your larger ones like your mollies and your swordtails. That generally works out pretty relatively well. Other plecos also work out well as long as the tank is big enough. So in this tank we have a clown pleco in with our Bristlenose, and they get along pretty well. So as long as the tank is big enough and there's enough space, you could have multiple kinds of plecos. Other bottom feeders like cory cats can work. Shrimp can work. So your smaller shrimp like your cherry shrimp to your larger ones like your amanos can totally work. Generally, they're going to leave the shrimp alone, especially the adults. Snails can work, so your mystery snails and your nearite snails are going to work out relatively well. In this tank, we have them in with some nearite snails, and they're working out relatively well. All right. So in terms of diet, like in terms of food. So in terms of tank, my bad. So in terms of tank setup and tank size, pretty much you'd want at least a 20-gallon aquarium or larger, just because these guys can get big and produce a decent amount of waste. So you do want at least a 20-gallon. In terms of setup, gravel or sand works out pretty well. It really does not matter. Fake plants or live plants work out fine either way. Any decorations work at feds, so just keep in mind they like to hide, so have some decor in there for them to hide. In terms of food, like in terms of feeding them, I would say they're relatively easy to feed. They'll eat most flakes and pellets. They also will eat frozen bloodworms and frozen brine shrimp, even live baby brine they'll eat. They also will eat the algae in your aquarium, but just make sure that you are supplementing their diet with stuff like algae wafers, as once the algae run out, they'll need to be fed. Also note that you do want to have some driftwood in the tank, as it is an important role in their digestive system, ensuring they have a healthy diet and digestion. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.